The 70-200 used to be my absolute go-to lens as a wedding photographer, but I changed my mind about it a long time ago. In fact, I sold mine within the first few months of becoming a photographer, and I've never looked back. So today I'm gonna explain why I don't use the 70-200 anymore, what I use instead, and who this lens is actually for. Let's get into it. When I first started building my wedding photography kit, the 70-200 was actually my second big lens purchased. My first one was the Tamron 28-75, and together I thought they were the perfect pair. In my mind, they completed each other perfectly and gave me this massive focal length range. But then I started trying other lenses, especially primes, and oh my god, I fell in love with the quality of photos I was creating. It wasn't even about shooting wide open because I rarely go below f2.8 anyways, but it was about the overall feel of the images. The colors were richer, the sharpness had this extra bite to it, the way it cuts through harsh light and handles low light and blurs out messy and distracting backgrounds. I'm just obsessed with it. But look, weddings are fast-paced and you've got to be ready for anything at all times. So having a zoom as my primary lens will always make more sense to me. It gives me the flexibility I need and keeps me efficient. That's why I still use my 24-70 all the time. But once I fell in love with primes, I knew I wanted one on my second camera body, which meant something had to go. So I decided to sacrifice the 70-200. And it wasn't that I hated it, it's still a beautiful lens, but compared to my 24-70, it just felt redundant, and compared to other primes, it lacked that special look I was chasing. Instead, I picked up the 85mm, and if you watched my other videos, you already know it's been one of my all-time favorites. It's my go-to for close-up shots like the hands, rings, tears during the vows, and even portraits. And more recently, I grabbed a second-hand 135mm, and I fell head over heels all over again because it's basically an 85mm with the extra reach. It's perfect for big outdoor ceremonies or larger venues where I just want to hang back but still get those intimate, emotional moments with the dreamy, sharp but soft prime look. So now I feel like I have the perfect kit, the best of both worlds. But before you run out and sell yours like I did, let me tell you why the 70-200 might actually be the smartest lens you've ever buy. First, you're basically paying for one lens but getting multiple focal lengths, 70, 85, 135, 200 all in one. Instead of buying 3 different primes, you get the flexibility in a single lens. Second, everyone complains about the weight, but let's be real, it's not much different from carrying around a 135 prime, so if you're already comfortable with that size, the 70-200 isn't really a downgrade. And third, if you don't care about the difference between prime and zooms, like the sharpness, the contrast, the bokeh, then honestly, why complicate your life? The 70-200 gives you everything in one lens with fewer lens swaps and less gear to juggle. So while I personally ditched it and never looked back, for most wedding photographers out there, especially if you're starting out, the 70-200 is still the safest, most versatile lens you can get for your camera bag. Now, you've heard me brag about the 24-70 and how I would never sell it or replace it, and that's because it's true. It's the OG wedding photography lens, and if I had to sacrifice every other lens just to keep this one, I 100% would. And lucky for you, I already have a full video comparing the 24-70 G Master Mark II with a few different brands that I've tested before, and you can watch that right here. I'll see you there!